The following is a religious debate between Father Talcott of the Branch Covidians and the People's Army of Talcott Town. Father Talcott believes he and he alone can bring about the salvation of mankind on YouTube. In the blue corner is Mike Cerrone, former FBI agent turned carpet cleaner and master of Aikido, Judo, and cunning linguists. The battle for the soul of America is playing out before our eyes.
What kind of war are we talking about here?
I'll tell you why. Because some people are lambs, some people are lions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm a lion. I'm not a lamb. And I'll never be a lamb. I'm never going to lay down or bow down or bow
What
out.
about a sheep? Could you be a sheep?
I could. They're delicious. They actually taste good.
So you'd be a
But
sheep
I'll
but
never-
not a lamb. What's the difference?
Consider what you're saying, though. You're saying you need a war so that you can be a warrior.
No, I just am a warrior. I'm a warrior. I'll fight.
He's the warrior, so he wants to start false wars so he can fight people that he don't need to fight. That's it.
He wants a war to justify himself, so he can prove himself not whatever a lamb is.
He's the John Bolton of YouTube. He's like, we need war. War good.
War prevents learning.
Sure.
War prevents growth.
Sure. We destroy our institutions, our financial stuff for a bit, and everybody gets dumber, but the rich people get more rich.
Yep.
War is a business. War is a business. It's never going to end. It's never going to end.
It's a racket.
That's how God made us. God made us perfectly.
No, that's brainwashing you've chosen to believe so that you can create these battles with people who probably don't want your battles.
Am I gonna have to separate you two? Look at me.
I don't know.
I was just joking. I just wanted to move myself to the middle. I thought.
On YouTube or anywhere in life, I've never picked a fight. Ever.
Have you ever been wars? Didn't you serve as a uniformed position of some sort?
I was in law enforcement.
Okay. So can you imagine and understand the evils of war?
Of course.
Okay. So why do you want to believe that that cannot be changed? That doesn't make sense to me.
It's never going to change. There are good people and evil people. That's just the way it is. It's never going to change.
Mike, it's never going to change if people don't want it to change. And I'm dead serious about wanting it to change. And I'd love for more people to consider the idea that our world can continue without wars. We can reform all of the systems. We don't have to be militarized and policed. Here's the reality. If we get beyond the confusion, the beliefs and divisions, the excuses to fight, we can create better ways for everyone in the world to live without relying on wealth and authority, right? Budgets and someone else's rules become the excuses for war and homelessness. People put in prisons. You know, got to justify the numbers, right? Got to pay for those employees who monitor the people in prison. And while the people in prison, what are they doing? Their families are left to survive on their own. We live in a world that's so insane. We don't have to fight.
Of course it is. But I think it's within our nature to fight. I think we have an animal spirit. I think a lot of us have it. Some do, some don't. But I think the notion of no war, no police, no military, I think it's convoluted. I don't think it's never going to happen. No matter how hard you
not with people like you who want a war with everybody, who want a war against ideas.
True, Mike did want to just argue just because he's bored. He's like, hey, I'm a fighter and I want war. I get that. I feel that too, Mike. I totally get those, like, where I'm just like, I'm bored and I'm gonna troll some people and fuck them. But I guess that's like what Jack's saying needs to stop, like just I guess abusing each other for the hell of it because it's funny. I guess I don't know.
I'm not laughing.
I laugh at a lot of this.
I'm not laughing. I just think, Jack, your message is ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
Mike,
it's not going to happen.
Mike, you're not God.
I never said I was.
Well, stop acting like you know the future. Like you know that I'm on a path of failure. Fuck you and your disrespect, Mike.
Now you're cursing at me? I'm not cursing at you, Jack. I'm not cursing at you.
You're in denial about how disrespectful your behavior is.
No, you're in denial with your ridiculous...
He knows what he's doing, though, Jack. He knows
He knows
what he's doing.
Not what he's doing because he's defending evil. Not realizing it.
So am I evil, Jack? Am I evil when I wear a cross, when I wear Jesus Christ's cross and I go to church? Am I evil?
You show yourself as a hypocrite.
Do I? And you don't? So you're not a hypocrite?
Start with you.
So you're not a hypocrite, Jack? You haven't done things in your past, or you haven't broken anything in your life?
I'm talking about right now. You are showing yourself as a hypocrite.
How am I a hypocrite?
Because I'm
saying some people are more prone to be attacking, and some people
let him answer, Mike. Don't answer for him. Let him answer, and then rebut whatever his thing is.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jack.
Mike, where the contradiction I see, you may not realize it. I'm confident you don't realize what you're saying or doing, because you're wearing the idol of Jesus, presenting yourself as though that's what you are, but you're promoting war. Jesus, he wasn't here for wars. His purpose was to lead the way to unite the children of God with our Father. Now, I don't really think our Father in heaven created the earth and the heavens and all of us so that we could sit here arguing online every day. I don't think that's the purpose. I think the purpose, particularly as Christians, can be and should be to see peace on earth, to live a life that honors the sacrifices and the teachings of Jesus, loving one another, love God above all, love God. And we're not showing the love of God if we're making up all our own rules and disrespecting each other. We know better.
But Christians, Jack, killed more than anybody in history.
I'm talking about you.
I'm talking about Christians. You said Christianity.
Right. Those are false.
So if you're a Christian, aren't you a warrior?
Mike, you're right.
If you're a Christian, aren't you a warrior?
Mike, I'm sorry. You're right. There have been many deceived people identified as Christians here in America. There was slave-owning Christians. They thought they were righteous in their purchase and management of the beasts. It's a bunch of delusional nonsense, dude.
Did Jesus know about slavery back then? Like, wasn't there slaves back then in that time?
Yeah, the first slaves were the Jews. That was the first slaves.
Like,
and then what happened?
I thought he talked about it though, but he spoke on it, right? He was aware of it and everything. But was Jesus against the slaves, or was it God that was against the slaves? Because God had to be the one to free them, right? Or is it all part of a collective consciousness still? Because that's why I don't know what it is, honestly. I'm curious. I'm just snowballing here.
I love
whatever it is.
I love that honesty. I mean, I've been exposed to a lot of theories and perspectives, and it makes sense to me, though, the fall, the descent of mankind into the primitive beasts that we've become. And the story, though, of the Christ is for every one of us to embody, to die to the ways of the world, to be brought back to life with the Holy Spirit of life that is the living truth. So the stories of the Bible, the untaught lesson is stop selling yourself short. Stop becoming a slave to opinions, a slave to a paycheck, a slave to a government, a slave. Stop becoming slaves to the past. This is where our religion has failed us, particularly of the Christian evolution, right? They taught fear of God, really emphasize that, and the fear of hell. People who live in fear tell lies. People who live in fear will make excuses. I gotta do this to survive. And the truth is, what Jesus showed is leadership. That man demonstrated leadership with honor, presenting and speaking and teaching common law, truth of God, sharing love and compassion, wisdom with those who found him. I'm doing my best to follow that way.
I mean, yeah, again, I still think the best way to get that is literally the acres of land, and just whoever stumbles upon it, you speak to them. Or you invite people there when you meet them or whatever, something like that, and then you build, or you have built whatever you can there, like things for them, or you make them build it, fuck them, just get a working city, and then you're just the leader of a working city, and you just teach them this stuff all day, and eventually that just becomes their reality, and whoever you share with them will it'll be life.
I actually hope to help lead the world into freedom by exposing the beasts of rule. The prophecies are true. The beasts that have risen are the corporate and government structures. We don't have enemies in flesh and blood. We have enemies that are confusion and fear, selfishness. The excuses and blame are what corrupt us individually. Excuses and blame have the governments keeping secrets, creating enemies, funding militarizations. And meanwhile, you got all the profiteers, all the people serving the devil of temptation, saying, no, Mr. Congressman, Congresswoman, your constituents won't even know you're doing them a service, right? Take this little kickback and we'll all win. How long are we going to allow it to continue? I think God gave us free will and all the answers. Sorry to keep going, Mike. Go ahead, man.
It's all right. It's just. I'm hearing what you're saying, and some points are good, but the same token, you're quick to put judgment on someone else, but you're not looking at yourself. You're telling me, you don't judge, you don't do all these things, but then you're cursing at me and judging me. That's not godlike. It's not. So
Actually, I think that might be godlike, but you're not supposed to be godlike. You're supposed to be Jesus-like. So, I mean, that would go against God, because God is supposed to be the one judging people, and he's supposed to be the one, like, if you're this, I'm gonna call you this. But, if you're going for a Jesus thing, I don't know. Like, I haven't read the New Testament. I started with the old one, and I'm still at the beginning of the old one. I'm working my way through it.
The only thing I
got a lifetime to finish the books, but I'm working my way through them. So,
what I touched on is you said that everybody should be war-free and peaceful, and no wars and nothing, no military. Dude, the world needs warriors. They need them. Christians are warriors. They're warriors for God. Not everyone's going to put their hands up, peace, brother, and live in a big commune like it's Woodstock. Jack, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
it's just not going to.
I know. There's your faith, isn't it? You got more faith in failure, more faith in doubts, more faith in conflicts than you do in God. You're a hypocrite, Mike.
I have more faith in failure. Dude, Jack, I
Mike,
have a
you're
job
in denial.
I have a job unlike you. I talk to my kids unlike you. I'm not a fucking failure.
Shit.
You are a fucking failure. You're
Hey,
a fucking
Mike.
failure.
Hey,
Getting
Mike.
angry. You're cussing, Mike. You're cussing now.
Get a little soapbox and preach, dude. You're a fucking loser. You're an
You're
unemployed
yelling.
loser.
You're yelling, Mike. You're
That's what you
yelling,
are, dude.
cussing now. You're
Mike.
yelling and cussing now.
Here's the
Look
warrior
how
coming out.
easily you got
Here's the warrior coming
triggered.
out.
Look at your trigger.
Triggered? Dude,
Yeah.
you're a piece of garbage. People make fun of you.
No,
You're
I
here
don't
to be
care.
You're here to be made fun of, dude.
He's trolling you back now. He's
you.
trolling you now. Damn.
We're
He's like, you got
trolling you.
triggered.
Tell you what, I'm not
All right,
gonna.
let's-
If
We're
Mike can
trolling you,
chill
dude.
out-
Yeah,
You're a troll.
can you guys
Let's go.
can you guys go back to the conversation without arguing? You know, because that was
Well, can you put? All right, yeah,
just
I will
settle
if you
down.
put-
Just settle down,
No,
Mike.
I
This
will.
was interesting.
Only if you put joke Talcott. Put joke Talcott.
You can
Why do
kiss
that?
my ass, Mike, with your disrespect.
Right? I'm not on sides.
I'm
I
not
just want you
cursing.
guys to continue your conversation. It was all good, but I get like he triggered you a little bit, Mike, and then you kind of spurted out there. Hey,
I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered at all. Trust me.
all
You're
right.
in denial,
Yeah.
Mike.
Hey,
Mike,
you are
I'm
in
in
denial.
denial.
Are you in
Yes.
denial?
You are
What am I
in
in
denial.
denial?
Look at
I
your
know.
behavior.
What were you guys talking about before you guys started arguing?
Jack,
Does anybody
Jack,
remember?
Jack,
Because
you know yeah, it's okay. Jack, you know what trolling is? You know what that
You're
is?
a little bitch, Mike.
I'm a little bitch, dude. I would.
why do you think Mike's a little bitch though? What is it about him? What is it? Is it like
no,
all this
hold on,
crazy?
hold on.
I'm curious. I'm curious.
Jack, would you say it to my face?
Yes.
Would you call me that to my face?
Yes.
And what do you think would happen to you? What do you think would
I
happen to you?
don't give a shit. I stand on what is
Yeah.
true. You're a
Yeah,
little
what do you
bitch.
think would happen to you, Jack?
Mike,
Call me a bitch to my no, Jack. Call me a bitch to my face. I'll put your old greasy ass in the ground, straight up.
Gee! Wow!
Mike.
What?
Dude, aren't you a rapist? Aren't you a rapist?
no.
Aren't you a sexual predator, dude?
Oh, that escalated quickly.
I
Don't
But
just
you-
call me a bitch.
You would,
I didn't
but,
call you a
He's a
bitch.
triggered bitch.
but you responded that like I will like put you in the ground. Though. That's
So
like
you can say it to my face. You can say it to my face.
Hey, Mike.
You wouldn't say it to me.
Mike.
Jack, you're a fat, old, handicapped man who
Mike.
lives on disability. That's what you are.
Hey, he's
hey,
not
I haven't shaved my
He's-
beard in 9 years.
He's
Hey,
back in his mind.
look at my
He's-
little
he's not
hands.
present
Look, I have
anymore.
Trump hands.
Banana.
Look at me. You're a dude, Jack. You're an old greasy joke.
Can you guys calm down and get back to the conversation?
Jack,
Can you
no one
guys?
takes you seriously, dude. You're a fucking moron.
I guess it's Mike. Mike, can you?
Let's end
You're
all
relaxed,
wars.
right?
Let's end all wars. End all
So,
police. All
Why do you
military.
think?
I'm
Why?
out of your fucking mind, dude.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back on track. What do you think would happen if we ended wars and military and all the police? What would happen? Because they did want to shut down, like the Democrats a few years ago wanted to shut down like some police stations or some shit. I don't know. Defund the police. I mean, like, what do you think would happen if we did that kind of shit? What happens if we give peace a chance, Jack? What happens?